Hey everybody, so what we're doing here today is we're going to talk about action cameras. What action cameras should you buy, what ones should you avoid, and what can you expect out of them? And I'm talking from my experience so far. Now, I don't have the new Hero 7 Black. That's in my opinion, from the footage I've seen, the reviews I've seen, that's the new king of the GoPros. So it's $375 on Amazon. That's not bad considering what you get. You don't have to run a gimbal. So like my setup here, I have my gimbal. It's a Zhiyun Rider M, and I bought the adapter for it so I can mount my Session 5 to it, because I was previously running my Lite action camera, because this was $100 at the time and now they're $60. So $60 for an action camera that shoots 1080p, 30 to 60 frames a second. That's pretty good. That's a good deal. And a lot of people have had success with them and enjoy them. I can't say I've experienced the same type of problems that they have or experience they've had. So I've added 2 dead cats to this, and that helped greatly with the wind noise. The footage was great. You've seen my gimbal footage. It's been really good. I've been happy with it. It's not 4K, but hey, 1080, 60 frames a second. It's been great. So what's leading me to this video now is that I've basically had to take this apart because I need to replace the lens. It developed a little scratch. It's not like a GoPro where, toolless or just a few Allen screws and I can replace the lens. This whole thing has to come apart. There's a dab of hot glue on here, and basically once I get it together, I need to readjust it so it's not blurry. So all that said and done, I've run into some other problems with it where I've had to run both cameras. So basically what you're seeing is my gimbal footage from the Yi, but you're getting the audio from the GoPro Session 5 that I've had mounted to my helmet. So I don't always want to run 2 cameras. I mean, heck, sometimes I don't even want to run a camera. So, but then it gives me more problems of now I have to run something to record audio if I don't run my helmet mounted camera. And it, tends to hit some branches and stuff like that on tighter trails. So I'm not a huge fan of it. But regardless, what the Yi's been doing for me is they don't have an app for or a program for your laptop. So I've been having to import everything, just copy, paste. They have one for a cell phone. Now GoPro and Yi do offer cell phone apps. I'm not doing my videos on a cell phone though. I'm using my laptop. I'm using DaVinci Resolve. So that's a good program, and the Yi's not been working right with anything I've done. I've tried different programs. I've tried Sony Vegas. I've tried Windows Movie Maker, and the audio track runs too fast. So it records in 10-minute segments. So of that 10 minutes, I'll have 10 minutes of video, 8 minutes of audio. The audio is always sped up. So it's just easier for me, rather than try to fix it somehow, which I've not been able to figure out a good way to fix it and stretch the audio out. I've had to resort to using the GoPro audio, which just makes a little more problems for me. So, well, the camera's not bad as far as video, and other people haven't experienced the problems that I have with the audio. I will say the audio issue only seems to rear its ugly head when I go riding. I can go for a drive. I hooked this up to my windshield and I drove around for 20 minutes and filmed it. I had 2 segments. And at no point was the audio out of sync. I can run around the house. I've done all different tests with it, and the audio is always in sync. But it's when I put it on the gimbal for a trail ride and I go out and I'm gone for a while, that's when the audio. So it's almost like it can't keep up with everything, with the environment. And this has the latest firmware update on it, and I had high hopes for it, especially since you can live stream with it. But and the price on them's come down substantially. They're now $60. So if you need something you think you can get away with, a Lite, $60, you can't really beat it. But on the flip side, GoPro is king. GoPro is the ones who really started it and have pushed it, and it's the one everybody else, that's what they set their sights on. So I've been running the Session 5 for a while now. I bought this when I was overseas, got a good deal on it. it's a decent camera. I mean, the audio on it, you've heard my audio. I don't view it as that bad. And most of the videos I do in my shop are with the Session 5. I just mount it on my tripod and away I go. So it's been pretty good as far as that goes. I've not had some of the issues other people have, but I believe a lot of those issues are coming from the Hero 5 with the waterproof mics and all that, and it's got different ones and it pulls from different channels. So it seems like maybe that might be part of the problem, not necessarily so inherent in the Session. It's got one mic input on it here where I have a dead cat. They also make accessories for the GoPros. You can get tons of accessories because it's a popular camera. The Yi, not so much. There's accessories out there for the Yi, don't get me wrong, but they're harder to come by and they do tend to be more expensive. So I picked up a foam cover for this. It's a couple dollars. You know, it's like a spongy foam. It does great on the wind noise. The dead cats do work. The mounts, you know, I got a Session mount for the, you know, it's for the Evo SS, which is more or less the same as a Zhiyun, but you know, it works fine. So the Session, just the Session, not the Session 5 or the 4. It's $108 on Amazon right now. There's plenty of refurbs because they don't make this anymore. So if you want a small camera, you're looking at $108. You can get the Session 5, which is what I have here right now, for $189. So again, that's only if you really want a small camera. Maybe you're going to mount it on a chainstay on your bike or something like that. Me, I've already had it. So, because you can get the Hero for $175. A 2018 Hero is $175. And you can hack that to be a Hero 5 basically. It's basically the Hero 5 body and everything. The electricals, everything's all the same. It's just dumbed down. So you're going to void your warranty with GoPro doing that, but you can unlock it, and there's plenty of hacks out there. Whether I recommend it or not, you know, that's up to you. But again, the replacement parts, they're easy to come by. It's easy to work on the GoPros. Replace the lenses. There was a video where Seth's Bike Hacks lost his Session off of the back of a truck, and all it needed was the lens replaced. You know, I don't know that the Yi would hold up to that, but I think what I might do is put this Yi back together and torture test it, because that's one of the things people talk about is it doesn't feel as nice as the GoPro, it doesn't feel as durable. And yes, it has a case, but the case is primarily to waterproof it. So we can maybe tune in for another video, subscribe, and you'll find out for sure if the Yi holds up to any type of abuse, other than the little scratch I have on the lens already, which has kind of ruined it. For $20 I can get another lens, but the whole camera is $60, and I'm not happy with the way the audio is recording. So I kind of want to take this and just bin it. So I think we'll have a little fun with it, and who knows, maybe eventually I'll just smash it with a hammer. Stay tuned for that. But software's out there. For this, you can download everything off of this with your computer. So you plug it in and it'll automatically recognize it and say, hey, you got a GoPro plugged in, as long as you turn it on. And you can transfer all your files over, creates its own file folder. So it's very nice that way. GoPro has their own editing software. So the user interface, everything on these, it's great. I can link my phone to it. I can see what I'm doing through my phone. What I've had to do using this on a gimbal is make some paint marks so I can see what I'm doing. You know, like you can't see unless you have your cell phone connected. So I hooked this up. I put my paint marks on there, and now I can just simply line it up, and I know I'm good to go down the trail. I can look down at any time I want, and if it's not lined up, I can make some adjustments. I have my standing and I have my attack position on my bike, both marked on there. So I have the two different positions. I can easily check it. And the mount, this is an off-branded mount. You can buy off-branded stuff. You don't need GoPro stuff for either camera, either the Yi or the GoPros. What you will need for the Yi is the mount to be specific, or you can use the threaded mount, just like any camera would have. So I typically use that to mount my camera, but with the gimbal, it would have the cage, and it fits the GoPro cage. So, again, that's my personal experience from these. I've not used the 7. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on a 7 black. I don't see why anybody would want to spend the money on any of the other Hero 7s. They don't seem worth it as far as replacement parts, durability, or just the photo quality that you're going to get out of it. You're expecting, you know, full frame, you know, 4K, and it crops it and it doesn't do a good job. 7 Black, $375, and in my opinion, you don't need to run a gimbal. The hyper smooth technology is there. So GoPro is king. Long live the king.